Hello, I'm Boilie Ben and welcome to today's episode. And today we are back at Newdigate Farms. If you saw my video from a couple of weeks ago, we came and fished one of the lakes here. We're on another lake. I'm not sure what the name of this lake is, but it's another beautiful one. I'm here with Grant again. He's assured me there's some carp in here this time. There wasn't in the last lake. Well, I'm not so sure because I think he might be telling me fibs, because all the other guys that are fishing here are fishing quite light, and it doesn't sound like they're after carp. So there better be some in there. He swears there's a 40 in there. I don't know. We'll find out. Or maybe not. Anyway, today we're going to be trying out some pellets. We've got Dynamite. Apologies for the sound of the aeroplane going overhead. We're on the flight path to Gatwick here. We have got Dynamite Krill 2mm method pellets, micro pellets, so we're going to be giving those a little whirl today. The only Dynamite bait that I've used before was the Robin Red pellets, which I made a video on, and I found them to be too sticky, so I'm hoping these aren't going to be the same. I'm hoping these are going to be the better for the feeder, because with the Robin Reds I was finding that I was putting the feeder out and bringing it back with a huge clump of it still on there. But that could have been user error, who knows. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm keen to get fishing. Apparently, I think Grant said there's been a record golden orf from this lake. So that'd be nice, wouldn't it, to go with my red pellets. That'd match well, wouldn't it? Or orange bag. It's orange, isn't it? Anyway, please make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and let's get into it. There we go. Had a quick little sniff test. They don't smell of too much, but they are a nice bright orangey red colour. Annoyingly, it's not in one of those bags that you can reseal, but we'll do half a bag to start with. And I'm going to be using the ESP method feeders that I used last video. Oh, the red stuff's come off. And yeah, which might be a bit heavy for an air if it's mainly little fish, but if there are any big carp, we want to land them. Oh yeah, look at that bright red coming off of there. Probably should have just put the water in to soak, because we're going to lose all of that coming off of there. Maybe a pellet wetter's not the best idea for these. Oh gosh, I'll chuck all that juicy goodness just out from where I'm going to be fishing with with the right hand rod. So I'll leave those for a couple of minutes. What time are we on now? Damn, it's 12 o'clock already. God, look at that. It's like gravy. Right, we'll chuck that in and see if we can get some fish attractant going on over here. Just the other side of here. Gosh, you can see that in the water. Wow. That is just lingering in the water, that is. Nice. Here come the swans. What do you want? I've got nothing for you, even though I've spoiled some of these pellets. Maybe they can taste that they're partial to a bit of Dynamite Krill. Actually, that looks like just losing its last baby feathers, I'm not sure. Right, bait wise, going to start off with the old faithful 12mm citrus wafters. Whether or not these will be too big for what's in there, I don't know. Well, I suppose if it's a record golden orf, it'll still eat it. Pellets have only been soaking about 15 minutes. They could do with longer, but I'm keen to get fishing. I've set up everything else I can whilst I was waiting for them, but I just want to get the rods out. So even if the bait comes off straight away, it doesn't matter. We'll get a couple of casts in, build the spot up with some bait. Let's see how these mould. Pretty damn good, I think. Yep, that ain't bad. That looks decent, I reckon. Nice little parcel of bait there. Right, get those out. See if they break down, which I think they're going to actually. I think these might be alright. Right, here we go, first cast. The first one, I'm going to go sort of to the side, out here. Sort of between the lilies and the reeds. So if there's anything going like down the margins or into this corner, we should get them. I'll do about there, I think. Right, left hand rod, I'm going to go for an overhand cast. There's a bit of water there where it sort of flats out that Grant said he's had a 30-pounder from there. Assuming they haven't netted the lake and taken the carp out. So we're going to try and get it over towards there. I've not actually done an overhand cast with these ESP giant feeders, but they certainly feel pretty heavy, so I could well embarrass myself here. Here we go. Let's just try and keep it to the right, roughly. That's very much to the right. That's probably rubbish, actually. That was nowhere near. Oh well. We'll have a better go the second time. Well, I'm glad I put the old umbrella up. It's just started raining. Right on cue. Nothing yet. One little beep on the left-hander, and that is it. So I won't give it too long. I'll give it 10 more minutes, and then I'll have a recast on both of them. There we go. Grant's off the mark with
lunch meat sweet corn cocktail.
Nice one.
Took my first bite out of my sandwich and the float disappeared. Typical.
Lunch and meat and sweet corn.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a bigger hook on.
Yeah. What size you got on?
It's a Drennan Specialist size 12 wide gauge, I believe it is.
Right. Okay.
Just a little cube of lunch and meat, and take the lid off the green tub.
Let's see the meat. There we are.
Just go a bit of coating of that bubble gum stuff you gave me.
See, I told you it worked. All quiet so far. Is that a fish? It's a big drop back. Go on, are you gonna go? No. Okay, as I was saying, all quiet so far. Oh, hello. Was that just a bird? I think it was the little. God, look at that little chick. I think it was that. Anyway, as I was saying, all quiet so far until I just started recording this video. The chap just up from us, we actually know him, friend of ours. He's just had a £30 ghostie out of here, so there is 100% carp in here, big carp as well. So yeah, God, I wish that had been me. I definitely wouldn't say no to a £30 ghostie. He also caught it, everyone else they're all fishing quite light gear, so he caught it on £6 line as well, on a float with just a single bit of sweet corn. So that was some going. It took him a good 20 minutes to get it in, but he landed it, so well done to him. Used my scales to weigh it, so it was, yeah, definitely a 30. So yeah, come on, we just need them down this end. I've come in a little bit closer with the left-hand rod, because he caught that ghostie out just by his feet, so maybe they sort of come around the edge. So I've gone just to the side of the lily pads just in front of us there, so hopefully we've still got plenty of time. Early days. Come on, the fish. Well, this lake is extremely shallow. I'll have to zoom this in on the edit, but there is a heron out there in the middle of the lake standing on his feet. Yeah. Just walking across the middle of the lake. Probably only about 2 foot deep, if that. That's bonkers. You wouldn't think, being so shallow, that there'd be huge fish in here. Mind you, I suppose it keeps the water warmer. Oh, I tell you what, it is a bit quiet to say the least. It is now nearly 4 o'clock and had nothing in what, 4 hours? Even the little liners and things have gone quiet at the moment. And Grant and down there, they haven't caught anything. And the guys opposite us have packed up and gone. So, yeah. Seems to be fishing difficult this week. As Alpha said earlier, the lake that I normally fish is closed for spawning again. No sign of spawning here going on, but the fish don't seem to be feeding at the moment. Whether that will change later this afternoon, we're going to stay here, I think, till at least 7 o'clock at least. So we shall see. Well, I assume we are, unless Grant gets too frustrated and we end up going home early, but that's the plan anyway. Kind of wish I was on this plane going on holiday at the moment. Just seen a huge show just about where my finger is there. So brought in the right hand rod and cast it out to there. So always a good idea to cast to a showing fish, isn't it? But bar that, all quiet still. Not even any peeps on the bobbins, but at least we've seen a carp in the area, which is a good start. because apart from anything else, we hadn't seen one in the area. So, and it looked like a decent sized one as well. I wonder if Grant is right that there's a 40-pounder or 40-pound plus in there. That would be bloody nice if that came off. Well, we're into a fish. It's a big golden orb. Yeah, little one. Little yellow wafter. That's a nice fish, look at the size of that. Yeah, well, bearing in mind I'd only caught a golden orb last week, that was that big, yeah. Take photo. Take photo. There it goes. Golden orb. Just weighed it. About just under 2.5. So yeah. Oh. Here's a wriggler. So we're going to get him back. And yeah, first fish. Hopefully they might be waking up. So I actually had that one on one of the Olympian garlic 8mm wafters. So maybe changing to a little tiny wafter was a good idea. Straight away, another one. Well, just weighed him. And he's about the same as the other one. About 2.5 again. Nice. I did wonder if it was the same fish. I don't think it is. Right, let's get him back as well. Maybe I should have swapped onto the smaller wafters a bit sooner. Don't know. Maybe some of those like bites and liners we would have got might have converted into more fish on the bank. But I don't think we've necessarily had any bites from carp yet. Yeah, I think chap down there was just lucky to get that bite from that ghosty early on the sweet corn. But you never know, it could all change in an instant. Now we're getting towards the evening. Maybe they might switch on a bit, who knows, or unless they're thinking about spawning again here, but we haven't seen any signs of spawning, so I don't know. Seems like another off again. Get out those pads. I'll be surprised if this isn't a golden orb again. Yep, it is. Another similar size to the last one. And the one before. Obviously, a lot of them are about this sort of size, you know. Alright, calm down. Let's have a look at you. There we go. Another one. Fish number 3. Could it just be a golden orb day today? God, the bottom is so shallow here. Actually, that's how deep it is. It's only as deep as the net from here. Well, first one on the right hand rod. It's definitely north again. looking at the picture of the record that was caught. I don't know if it was this lake or Guinea Lake that we fished on the float versus feeder video. I think it was that one. It went 8 and a bit pounds, I think, is the British record for an orf. I've certainly seen bigger ones in here than we caught in Guinea Lake, I think. Another nice one. Lovely jumping. What's that? Fish number 4. Just would like a carp. A nice big carp would just round the day off perfect. Right, so we're getting a bit low on the old pellets, so I've mixed a bit of Grant's homemade ground bait that he's brought with him. I think it's basically bread and seeds and stuff in it, I think. So we'll try that. Just seeing a couple more carp show. One showed just off the lily pads out in front of us, and one on the other side of the lake, so they are around. Well, unfortunately it's getting on for 8 o'clock now, and I've got to start packing to go home. No more fish, unfortunately, just 4 golden orf. I think it was 4, wasn't it? I'll see when I look back at the footage. But all golden orf today. Oh well. It would have been nice to have one of the big carp, but it just didn't quite materialise. I shall definitely come back and fish here again. It is a bit moody at the moment. They've sort of spawned, they haven't spawned, they're thinking about spawning again. It's all up in the air a bit at the moment. So fishing is definitely tricky. It's not just here. As I said earlier, it was a very tricky day yesterday. In fact, they'd closed where I normally fish, but where have they gone? Ah, here they are. The whole point of this video was to review the Dynamite Krill 2mm pellets, and yeah, thumbs up for those. They stay on the feeder perfectly, and on the ESP method feeders, which are particularly large, yeah, they mould perfectly on there. Not too sticky, just right, just perfect. Soak them for a couple of minutes, let them stand, and away you go. Dead simple. So yeah, highly recommend the Dynamite pellets. I haven't been paid to say that, by the way. I paid what did I pay for them? I think they were £5 something I paid for that bag, so I suppose that's about the going rate for pellets, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching this far. Please hit like and subscribe, as I said at the start. Leave a comment, say hello, let me know what your favourite pellets are to use. I've just ordered a big bag of Skrettings pellets in bulk to use, because I'm getting through a lot of pellets at the moment. So I've ordered a big bag of those for on the feeder, and I've ordered some bigger ones as well, just as loose feed. So I should do a review on those, just to see if dirt cheap pellets are as good as the more expensive ones, which I think they will be, because a lot of these places, they're feeding the fish with those pellets, so that's what the fish are used to having. Anyway, excuse me flapping. Anyway, that's enough flapping, enough waffling. I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys. Oh, is that going to be a beep? Probably not.